And welcome to another edition of the Positively Gainesville podcast. It is sponsored by the Gainesville Economic Development Corporation. Darren Allred from Cooke County Sports Talk and KGAF today talking about the Cooke County United Way, one of the organizations in our community that really do some good things. And I have with me the Vice President of the Board of the Cooke County United Way, Amanda Riley. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Darren?
Good. Always glad to talk about the United Way. We've done that on the radio several times, and now a chance to do it here on the podcast. So first of all, for people that do not know, they've probably seen the commercials, for years while watching football games. But what is the United Way, and how does it benefit people here in Cooke County?
United Way started back in the 40s. It started as the community chest of Cooke County, where organizations, businesses would come together, raise funds for different agencies, different groups really in Cooke County to help raise money, help those in need, help each other. Our community raising money for each other, by each other, and giving it out to our community.
So now in 2019, what are some of the agencies or groups that benefit from the money raised through the Cooke County United Way?
So we have 22 agencies that we help fund. We are not their only source of funds, but United Way is a big contributor because of our community and because of our donors. Some of our agencies are Abigail's Arms of Cooke County, Area Agency on Aging, Boy Scouts of America, Boys Baseball of Cooke County, Camp Sweeney, CASA of North Texas, Cooke County Junior Livestock Show, DASH, Home Hospice of Cooke County, Meals on Wheels, the Munster Youth Program, Stanford House, United We Read, Visto, and those are just a few. We have several others, but some of those names a lot of people recognize right off the bat. A few others you don't hear about them much, but you can find out more on our website what each of these agencies do and who they help support.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, they have other sources of funding. They do their own fundraising a lot, but every single one of those that you mentioned, they rely on the money they get from United Way to be able to keep their doors open and to serve the rest of us here in Cooke County, correct?
Yes, they do. While we aren't their only source of funds, we are a huge contributor in which we appreciate getting the opportunity to help support these agencies from our community. The funds that are raised and given on behalf of Cooke County United Way, the agencies have different programs that they help fund, like the Boys and Girls Club of here in Gainesville. They have after-school programs. They help with different events that they help put on, and that's all because of Cooke County United Way and our donors. We couldn't do it without everyone's help. So
those donors, let's talk about raising the money. How does Cooke County United Way raise the money every year for these agencies? What do y'all do?
So we start our campaign with our Pacesetters in August. And our Pacesetter companies, they do employee giving presentations with their employees, and they help raise as much money as they can. A lot of employers try to get 100% participation from their employees. First State Bank is a great partner with United Way, and they had 100% participation with all their employees, which is amazing. And they start our campaign season. They help kick it off, and that's where we had our kickoff rally a few weeks ago. So our Pacesetters really set the bar, set the limit as to how much funds we can raise and what they set forth for Cooke County. Then after August is over, we start with our community campaign, which is open to everyone in Cooke County. We hope everyone gives, donates, is able to. We understand some cannot, but we start the campaign and it goes throughout September and October. End of October is when we wrap up campaign, all the employee giving, all of just donations, doing different events. And we have a celebration afterwards. We let everyone know how much funds were raised and how much funds are going to go back into the community, into our agencies.
Okay, before we talk about specific numbers, let's mention those Pacesetters, because we need to give them all a shout out. Those great businesses here in Cooke County that, just like the name says, they set the pace for the rest of the campaign.
They do. We have great Pacesetter companies this year. We have Kalispberg ISD, the City of Gainesville, offices of Cooke County Electric Co-op, which is now Pentex.
Pentex Energy, yeah.
First State Bank, Gainesville ISD, Molded Fiberglass Company of Texas, Munster State Bank, Nortex Communications, North Central Texas College, North Texas Medical Center, PNA API, Petroflex, and Safran Seats.
And a lot of these are a Pacesetter every single year. They always come through, it seems like.
Yes, we have had long-standing partnerships with lots of our Pacesetter companies, which is great. That shows that they value the community and community support and really want to help give back, and partnering with United Way is a great way to do that.
Okay, so now let's talk money. First of all, what is the goal, the dollar goal that y'all had kind of set before, if y'all did, and then how much did the Pacesetters already get for you this year?
So our campaign goal this year is $400,000. Our Pacesetters pledged to raise $260,770 of our campaign goal, which equaled about 65% of our goal has already been met just from our Pacesetters, which is awesome.
Wow, just from those businesses and organizations. That is pretty good. But now you've got to raise the rest of the money.
Yes.
So what is going on right now? You talked about anybody can donate if they want to. So what could someone that's watching this do to help Cooke County United Way?
You can go to our website at cookeuw.org, and we have a place to donate. It tells you how to donate, how to get involved. If you work for a local company, that's the easiest, most convenient way, I think, for you to donate and give back. They can do employee giving, where their HR can payroll deduct out of your check each week, each month. However you get paid, you can do $1, $5 a paycheck, $10, and you never even notice it. You don't have to write a check to United Way each month. You don't have to worry about it. It just comes directly out of your paycheck, and your employer sends it to us.
So are donations to United Way tax deductible?
Yes, they are.
Well, good. That's a bonus then, right?
Yes.
An added bonus.
Plus, you give back to the community and get a little tax break.
Yeah, what a win-win that is. And do y'all still have the dip jars and things like that?
We do not do the dip jars any longer. We, being good stewards of the money, we decided to not pay that cost. And so we do individual giving. So you can make a one-time donation. You can send in a check every month, however you would like to. The employee giving. And we also have our Chisholm Trail Club. And those members are recognized throughout our luncheons on our website. And it depends on the dollar amount given. And you can be part of our Chisholm Trail Club, which is great. And that information is on our website as well.
Okay, so the campaign is going on. You mentioned through September and into October. What is the actual end date? When do you actually celebrate, hopefully reaching that goal?
November 7th will be our celebration luncheon.
Okay, and you mentioned, we want to go back to, this was the first year for your campaign kickoff to be at the new farmers market.
Yes.
You've always had an indoor luncheon, but explain why y'all decided to kind of go late afternoon and move it over to the farmers market.
We wanted to shake things up a little bit, try to get more community involved, more Pacesetters, more agencies, and we had a good agency turnout. Several agencies were there, kind of told what they were about. They had families involved, kids involved. We had popsicles, soft drinks. Just really help celebrate United Way, explain what United Way is to the people that maybe haven't heard about United Way, or like, I wonder what they do, and just to get information out there and hit other people up businesses, they hear about us because their employers usually buy tickets to the luncheons. So it's almost they have to go, and we appreciate them coming. So we get a little bit of a different demographic and open it up community-wide, since that's who we serve.
Yeah, and as you mentioned on the radio, not everyone can take off at lunch or get a lunch break to go to a luncheon, and it may be more convenient for them to go in the afternoon to the farmers market. And what a cool venue that was to have it, right?
Yes, it was. It was a great turnout. We were glad to have it at the farmers market and help promote that area also, and the food trucks down there.
Maybe the city will turn on the air conditioning at the farmers market, the outdoor farmers market next year.
Yes, we needed the air conditioning.
Yeah, you can't control the heat for sure in September and August around Cooke County. All right, the theme of this year's campaign, I know we wanted to mention that as well.
It is because of you. So we couldn't do what we can do. We can't give back to our agencies without you, our community, our partners, our employers, everyone that donates and helps build this campaign. We couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do it because of every one of you. No matter how large or small the donation, we're grateful for it. And so it's all about you, everyone that helps us.
All right, and as we start to wrap down, we talked about, for people that don't know much about United Way, we explained what that is, but maybe let's explain the process of how you allocate the money, because a lot of people wonder, where does all this money that we donate go? We talked about the organizations, but how do you decide which organizations to give money to and how much that those people get?
So we have an application process that all of our agencies have to go through yearly. We ask them questions, what are you going to do with the funds? How will this help you? How can this help keep your doors open? What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the community? Kind of a great partnership on their end and our end. And they fill out the application. We have a group of volunteers. It's not just United Way board members. We have community members that get involved, usually about 20 people that help us form this allocation committee and help listen and interview all the agencies. We tour the agencies to see what their business does. It opens the eyes of a lot of our allocation committee members because they don't get to see what goes on behind these doors. They don't see what these agencies do. And we do interviews, and then the allocation committee comes together whenever applications are closed and interviews are done to see how much funds we've raised and how much funds we can give out back to the community and these agencies. So it's just a group of volunteers, community members that come together and help allocate out the funds that were raised.
Yeah, and in addition to the campaign season, which is going on right now, there are other events United Way puts on. I know one that everyone knows about is the Day of Caring.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that and some of the other things besides just this raising the money and then giving the money out that United Way does in our community.
Day of Caring, we changed up a little bit this year as well. We partnered with our local FFA, Gainesville ISD FFA group, and they went over to Visto, and Visto is about to move into a new location. So these students and teachers went in and helped paint, helped tear out old boards, whatever Becky at Visto needed, those students helped us out with, which was great. And it was the kids giving back and helping with one of our partner agencies.
Yeah, and even though it's not an official United Way thing, I'm sure just the theme of caring about our community, any time that people can volunteer and help out, that's doing a good service. And even if they're not able to donate money to United Way, I'm sure y'all would encourage people to volunteer every chance they get, correct?
Yes, we love our volunteers. We couldn't do it without our volunteers. Volunteers are kind of the heart of the organization. We've got 2 ladies in the office that do an amazing job, and the rest, it depends on volunteers. We have committees set up for just about everything. All of our volunteers went out for Blitz Week last week to hand out all the campaign packets. And we'll have our volunteers back next week to help blitz in and pick up the campaign packets. So if you're interested in volunteering, we're always open to volunteers and we can put you to work.
Yeah, and if you volunteer, I bet you might get a cool T-shirt like the one you're wearing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So it's not a completely thankless job. You at least get something out of it. And you mentioned the 2 ladies in the office. They are here off camera right now. So my first question is, should we bring them over and make them at least wave? They're saying no. But explain, because there is a 2-person staff that is in the office there, right? Will you give me the address? Give people the address. I know it's near the courthouse. I never know what street that is. Is it Rusk Street? Am I right? Main Street.
114 East Main Street.
Okay. But let's give a shout out to the folks that you have working in the office.
Nadine Creswell and Mason Reed. They are 2 awesome dynamic duo that help keep the office running, and we definitely couldn't do it without their leadership, guidance, and help throughout this campaign and every day.
So even if they're too shy to be on the radio, we give them a shout out anyway, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks to those 2 ladies, and thanks to you again, Amanda Riley, the Vice President of the Board of the Cooke County United Way. And I guess here in a matter of weeks, we'll be finishing up the campaign and hopefully celebrating reaching that $400,000 goal.
Yes, you can watch the thermometer on the courthouse lawn. It is up and ready to keep growing and keep seeing how far we make it on our goal.
So that thermometer's not telling us the temperature. It's how close we are to the goal.
If it was at 65 degrees right now instead of 65%, I would take it.
You are right. Yeah, we would think we were on the coast of Oregon or something. Amanda Riley, Cooke County United Way. It's the Positively Gainesville podcast. It is sponsored by the Gainesville Economic Development Corporation.